they have the final say in the final votes. Sometimes the legislature goes along with it. Other times they have a different set of priorities. And the governor really wants to see taxpayer money help pay for some police training as well. Ohio has seen some high-profile cases recently. Just last month in Butler Township, somebody recorded an officer punch a woman in the head while arresting her. Ohio BCI, the FBI, and the DOJ are investigating. We asked the governor about what he envisions improvement in training would look like.
These are skills that have to be learned. De-escalation is one. How you deal with someone who has a mental health problem. How you deal with someone who's autistic. All of these things people can be trained to understand.
He went on to say there is consensus among officers and activists. Consistent police training makes a difference.
The Department of Transportation is giving hundreds of millions of dollars to cities across the country to make streets safer. This afternoon, data found more people are dying in bike and pedestrian accidents than in car crashes. Some of the money will be used to add crosswalks, better lighting, or redesigning some intersections.
These things add up, and we think they're part of the reason why America right now experiences more traffic deaths than most developed countries.
The Department of Transportation says it decided on which areas to improve based on where the most crashes happen.
I want to pick out west of Glendale, Arizona, where an army of workers has lots of work to do to get the stadium ready for the Super Bowl. Now, they're talking about everything from banners to stages inside and out. Leaders started planning for this years ago.
If you can believe it, we've already placed over 2 million pounds of concrete, 5 miles of fence. There's over close to 1 million square feet of compound space just for the stuff that supports everything on game day, among other things.
See how nice the field looks? They just put in a new field. Interesting fact about this as well. It's retractable. It sits on kind of a conveyor belt and gets moved outside to get some sun. It takes about 75 minutes to move the field out of the sun and then back into the stadium. North of Dayton is where Wilson has already finished making the footballs for the Super Bowl. The plant's been doing this a long time, and his manager said workers make each football by hand. Very proud of it as well. From cutting the leather to sewing the pieces together, it's always a process. They even have stamped the footballs with the team's names.
Tomorrow is Groundhog Day, and thousands will travel to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, in hopes of seeing a sign that winter is nearly over. According to legend, if the groundhog named Punxsutawney Phil sees the shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. But if there's no shadow, which I hope there's no shadow, it's a sign spring is just around the corner.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with meteorologist Robert Gauthreaux III.
I like to punch Punxsutawney Phil as he sees that shadow of his.
Yeah, and I trust Robert more than a groundhog.
Yes, Robert's a scientist, is the expert.
I very much appreciate that, yeah. I know some meteorologists get a little bit out of shape. You know, I enjoy this, traditional American holiday. It's fun for everybody. It's a great movie as well. It's a great weatherman movie, but I'm not going to make any, Bill Murray references here. I'm just going to tell you about how cold it's going to get, although we have our own groundhog, except it's not a groundhog. It's a hedgehog. What's his name again? You don't remember? It's Walnut. I think it's Walnut. McCall had it earlier, but
call it Wonderful if it does not see its shadow. I mean, that's its nickname is Wonderful.
Yeah, I think that would be great. So overall, that Walnut, when he comes out tomorrow at 9 a.m., well, it's going to be cold for one. It's going to be 22 degrees, but at 9 a.m., there's a good chance that we'll actually see a little bit of clearing. So, meaning there's a good chance that Walnut could see his shadow. Now, I guess we follow the same rules as Punxsutawney. I don't know, but I actually should have looked into that. But regardless, it's going to be cold in the morning, and it's going to be cold over the next several days as well. But we do have a warm-up on the way. Right now it's cold because this area of high pressure is bringing in a lot of that cold air from the northwest. In fact, we actually have another cold front on the way, which will make things even colder. Right now, we're looking at some mostly clear skies. That'll at least help keep some of the heat of the day in. But, what heat we did get, because it was actually clear for a little while today, and it's not completely overcast, but you can definitely see some cloud cover moving across the Buckeye State. And let's take a look at Punxsutawney. You can see here just northeast of Pittsburgh, Yeah, it's pretty much the same there, so we'll see. I agree, though. I mean, it's been a fairly mild winter, give or take. You know, obviously this week is cold, but we had a couple little snow, flurry, ice happenings here in the Miami Valley, but it wasn't like last year. It was actually a year ago. I started here last year, and I was baptized by ice, just getting in all the deep ice, snow weather. It was a great way to start here at WHIO, but thankfully it's been pretty quiet here this winter, and it has been fairly mild. We've had a couple cold weeks, obviously, and it looks like it's not going to be much warmer here for at least the next couple days, but at least we're not dealing with ice or snow or anything like that here. But we could see a few flurries moving into tomorrow night, actually, but beyond that, it really is pretty quiet. Pretty active, though, down toward the south. You can see rain, then you can see mix and ice, and then you can see some snow. Some snow is actually in southern Missouri. There was some snow across much of Texas, too. West Texas, the Panhandle, the South Plains, the Metroplex, North Texas. They were all dealing with a little bit. I actually saw a really nice image of Dallas coated in a nice little dusting of snow. It was pretty. But right now, say in the city of Hospitality, we're looking at some dry roads. We're looking at just some cold temperatures, though. Not only there, it's 23 in Xenia, 22 in Beaver Creek, 25 in Dayton, 23 in Urbana. And temperatures are actually going to be on the rise in the next couple days. We'll actually be 39 degrees Thursday. That's more or less average. One thing to notice, too, typically we're 38 degrees this time of year. That's actually warmer than the last couple days. We're starting to trend warmer now. So that should be some good news, climatologically speaking, but also locally here in the next couple days. We're going to be trending warmer with temperatures getting close to the 50s. So mostly cloudy overnight, and then we can see some clearing in the morning. So yeah, that could mean some shadows for Old Walnut there. And then look at next week. Temperatures in the 40s as early as Sunday, even getting close to the 50s. Then we will be in the mid-50s Tuesday with a chance for showers.
President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy got in the same room today. They focused on money, lots of it, and how to get spending in order.